Hey peeps, it's Ray, and if you think I look tired, it's because I am. I had a 9-hour shift yesterday and I came back at 10, but didn't fall asleep straight away and ended up staying awake until 5 a.m. So I've had approximately 6 hours of sleep and I'm dying, but I promised myself I'd make a video today, so we're going to push past it, we're going to do this, ignore my eye bags, just listen to the story because it's going to be fun. So I went camping for a week in Newgale, which is in Wales, and I went with 2 good friends and my boyfriend, who is averse to both the ocean and camping. Newgale, by the way, is a surface beach, and the campsite we were on was literally across the road from the beach. Already off to a great start. The trip was from Saturday to the Saturday, but we had to get ready on the Friday, as our friends were going to pick us up from Stoke, and we had to travel from Derby the night before so we could get there in time for the morning. After a quick coffee break, we made it onto a packed train with 2 suitcases and 2 backpacks and 1 bag with my wetsuit in. And we couldn't really put the suitcases anywhere besides the overhead, but they were really heavy and I didn't want to risk hurting myself to pick it up, and also having to get it off in time to be able to leave the train. So we just had them by our knees the entire train journey. It wasn't the best train I've been on. It was a 7 a.m. wake for me and I had to force myself out of bed, but luckily we had plenty of sweets and I had a nap, so I didn't crash properly throughout the day. I also found out that Haribo tank plastics are a godsend. I didn't realise this, but I suffer from really bad travel sickness sometimes, and any sour sweet just to suck on really makes that sickness go away. So if you're someone who gets travel sick, there's a top tip. We were on the road, including 2 stops for food and 1 grocery trip, for a total of 9 hours. We left at 9 a.m. and eventually got to the campsite at 6 p.m. And because it's camping, you can't even just go to sleep straight away. We had to stay up, get everything sorted, get all the tents up, put the gazebo up, put the windbreaker up. We literally had to do so much just to be able to relax. And I don't have anything recorded for that, but to be honest, you don't want anything because it is really boring. We also had a scare where we didn't think we'd be able to have electricity because we were put on the wrong pitch. But luckily, the people there were so kind and they managed to find us a pitch with electricity. But it was so far out that the Wi-Fi was pretty crap for the whole week. But, you know, that's the joys of camping. No signal and no Wi-Fi. You know, enjoy nature. That's what it's all about. For our first full day in Newgale, we decided to venture out into St David's, which is a short drive. And it happens to be Britain's smallest city. Here we visited a few shops, including Unsung Surf, which happens to be a coffee shop, a surf shop and a skateboard shop all in one. It's a very big niche, but if you want literally anything for outdoors or if you just want a coffee, it's the perfect shop. They even do different coffee beans every single day, and some of them are so nice. I went here 2 years ago as well, but I'm still not over the fact they have a whole cave-like part down the stairs with just skateboards everywhere. It's so aesthetic to me and I absolutely love it every time I go. Surprisingly, in Wales the weather was being pretty good, so we decided to go out of the town and go towards a small skate park. Here I tried skating for the first time in like 4 years, and surprisingly I'm at the same level as before. Beginner with a weird confidence. Like, I think I can go down all the ramps, and then as soon as I get there, I'm like, no, I can't do this. But I want to try it anyway. But I can't do this. This is not my skill set, but I'm going to do it. And then I end up screaming and jumping off the board. But that's fine. We're all learning. Also saw a lot of dogs. Something about Wales is they let dogs in most shops. And there were just so many walking about, and here are a bunch of pictures my boyfriend took, and if you want to see more I will link his Instagram, Jack's Aesthetic Guy, and you can check those out. The best part of the trip for me was definitely bodyboarding. I absolutely love the ocean. I love everything about beaches and being outside and being in the water. So I was fully wetsuited up to, you know, beat the cold waters of Wales. However, I did get very distracted at one point. Like, I was just so relaxed and immersed in just being in the ocean. I actually ended up going further out than I wanted to the point where I could no longer touch the ground, and I started panicking, thinking, this is it, this is how I go. Luckily, some really strong waves came and pushed me to shore, so I didn't die on this trip. Haverford West is a longer drive than St David's, but it has more to offer. There's a lot of shops around, and it's like basically more of a town centre with actual retail stores. Rather than a coffee, skate, surf shop, you have a Costa, for example. Or you have an outdoor shop if you want to get that other stuff. It also has a better skate park, and we ended up there for a big portion of the day. We also went there for a replacement table, as I was completely broke the night before. We went back at the campsite by 8 PM, and honestly no one wanted to cook, so we ended up just getting a chippy, but we got so much. And like, to the point where we didn't even get a plastic bag for our food. We got a box. We got a full-on cardboard box. The next day we went back and explored Haverfordwest properly, and I actually found a spoons because that's the kind of person I am, and I absolutely loved it. I had to go in. Also there was a crystal shop, and say what you want about crystals and whether or not they work, that's not the debate I want on this channel. I just want to say they are so pretty, and this shop was just so aesthetic, and it was so nice to look at everything, and I loved it. Okay, I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad. We took a 40-minute car ride to a candle shop. My travel sickness was acting up, and I was just thinking, you know what, at the end I'm gonna go to a really big candle store. Like, I was thinking like Lush, but for candles. But what I actually got was a very small shop which is owned by one woman out of her house. And it was actually quite nice. Was it worth it? Yes, because I actually got a little candle egg that smells like lemon. And I love it. It looks like a lemon and it smells like a lemon. And that's a good time. I also ended up in Fishguard on the way back, which is another town. I'm going to say so many Welsh places that I learnt. And I'm so happy I remember each place. Because geography is not my strong suit. Fishguard has such a good community going. And I only know this because we did a survey for them because they offered us free cake. So we kind of talked to some of the local people there, and they told us some of the things they had going on. And we did it for the cake, but we learned something good as well. That night we also went to these castle ruins to watch Shakespeare. Are you excited for 2 hours of Shakespeare in the rain?
I genuinely am.
I am. Oh.
It's Shakespeare.
Slow down. It is Shakespeare, and it's in a castle.
And it's in a castle.
We go there. We're not going to be late. We're not going to be late, I say, and then start running.
Yes.
I'm like, no, we won't be late if I run. We have like 6 minutes, and it's right there where that umbrella is.
Yeah, but it's not though, is it?
It is.
It's not.
It is. You annoy me. I'm sad that we can't watch it on here because it's so nice out here. But I'm also glad because I'm cold. This time it was Love to Ape is Lost, and honestly, even though we couldn't watch it outside because of the weather, I still loved every moment of it. It was so interactive, not with how they are with the audience, but how they are with the actual castle. So they'll use parts of the castle in their play. Yeah, even though we had to watch it inside, my love wasn't lost. Get it? Because I watched Love to Ape is Lost. I'm tired. I'm still in pyjama bottoms, but I've changed my top for this video. I brushed my hair, I put some makeup on. I'm trying, guys, I'm trying. For the last day, I spent a big part of it on the beach because I just wanted to get as much of the beach air in me as possible before I had to come back to Stoke. I absolutely soaked my shorts, but it was worth it. And we even found a massive jellyfish on the beach. I've never really seen a full-size jellyfish before that was this big. Like, I've seen them in aquariums, but they never look so massive as this one did. I went to a small cafe which was named Pebbles, because the way to get there was you had to follow the stone part of the beach, and then it leads up to the cafe. I haven't got anything interesting to tell you about that. I just really like the fact it was called Pebbles and you got there by following Pebbles. Friday night was when this entire great holiday crashed and flooded. The weather was taking a turn for the worse. I went to sleep at 9 p.m. Don't judge me. Camping is tiring. And I woke up to the tent roof literally being on my face. We had to abandon ship, and my main concern was saving my cameras, so I made sure I had those, but I left most of the stuff in the tent, and we ended up having to sleep in cars. The next morning we came and surveyed the damage, and we found very wet pillows, a soaked mattress, and we lost 3 books to the flood. And when my finance comes in, I will be buying said books again, because I miss them. We're back in Derby, and I have a slightly broken phone and 3 books I can no longer read because the flood got them. But it was a fun holiday. Don't think we're going to go camping again soon, but we'll see how it goes. Camping is an interesting experience for sure. So I think if I did it again, I'd probably get an actual inflatable mattress to have a bit more comfort. But besides that, and besides the last night at the flood, I actually had a really good time camping in Wales. I think if it's just Jack and me, we'll probably go to a B&B next time. But if you want to try out camping, go for it. Just listen when there's weather warnings. Mitch Kane out.